Hey,
Is this where we do the American Truck Stimulator? I'm looking for Poe. I'm driving my 18 wheeler. Hello, everybody.
hey, how's it going?
Hey, stimulating.
Hello, everyone.
Look at that shirt, man. Look at Poe's shirt. He's classing today. Collared button-down shirt with the fancy stuff on it there.
Batman with Joker. Nice in the. It's warm here, so this is a nice, cool shirt to wear on a day like today.
Man, it's been blazing hot, and then last night the temperature dropped. I took the Jeep to go to the gym, had the windows down and everything, and like froze to death this morning. It felt good. I don't know if you can notice, I didn't move. Right after the show tonight, I've got a job that's got to be delivered by 8:30 tonight Central Time. So as soon as the show's over, I've got my wheel already set up here. My new wheel, my new Thrustmaster. I love it so much. Anyway, I got to do a job with my new wheel. You guys can go ahead and talk. I'm just going to hold my wheel.
Your Thrustmaster?
Get a room.
The Thrustmaster.
I got to hold my wheel. You know, it's a shame this is an automatic or I can grab the shifter.
Oh.
What's going on? What's going on, guys? Tell me what's new. Don't know what
I'm running through the chat, throwing people up there as I see them putting stuff. I'll go ahead and throw that out there. Derek's here. Mr. Livewire's back. Good to have you back, buddy.
Welcome.
Hollywood Polo's in the house. Of course,
Yes.
Gideon's here.
Livewire.
Gaming Road Warrior. I don't know who he is. He's here in the chat. Where's the kid?
Gideon right there is referring to the fact that evidently I don't know what city Gideon's in the Netherlands, but I have been driving around in the Netherlands in European Truck Simulator 2, mainly because I got in Great Britain one time by mistake and was driving on the wrong side of the road, and I said, screw this. I found out the Netherlands drove on the right side of the road, and I headed straight for it.
That's funny. Yeah, let's see. Kelly's here.
Yep.
Yeah. So, we got a pretty good group going on. So, what have you guys been up to? What do you got going on, Poe?
Oh, I didn't do anything game-wise. Well, I did. I got in on the Switch tournament again. I tried to go back in there and at least raise my points a little bit yesterday. So at least I did that. But that was it as far as games. Pretty much for the whole week was just Star Trek Pinball, I think. So, yeah, didn't get to any qualify or anything like that as usual. So
That's the big news this week was Star Trek Pinball. I thought I was getting up early and getting it bought right away, and then I found out I looked and Bart had already posted scores on there and had his up.
Here you go. Here, Hollywood Polo is asking, Mike, did you beat the guys in Star Trek FX? Yes, he did.
Yeah, I haven't did the other tournament yet, so I need to go play the other tournament with the rest of you guys over there. Yeah, but we did have a tournament in which, I love playing Star Trek, so I'll keep playing that.
Yeah, Mike won the big Switch tournament, and Greg, you started one on for the other consoles and the PC.
Right.
I haven't played that one. I can play it right now. It's right on this one. I'll do that while Poe's talking. I'll find something better to do while Poe's talking. I'll play.
Yeah, I haven't gone in on that one yet either. I thought I was going to do that this morning, and it didn't happen. So just too much going on this week. Maybe the coming week. It's a short work week with the holiday coming. So I think I work 4 days this week. We'll see.
Oh, nice.
You know, one thing I really, and I can't be mad because people are voluntarily doing this, but I'm missing a bunch of back glasses. You know, I bought everything now that's out on Epic. I'm on Epic for the PC. And I'm missing a bunch
You are Epic. Woo!
I am Epic. That's right. I'm Epic with my Thrustmaster. See, I'm jealous. You guys can see Bart and I've got matching steering wheels because I want to be just like him. His is visible. Mine, all you can see is the top edge, but it's cool. But no, I bought it, but I can't. I finally made my own. It looks crappy for Star Trek. So I'm looking to get a. Oh, there you go. Nice.
Oh,
For
I'm
Polo.
looking to get Star Trek back glass for my. So if anybody out there has come up with a good back glass,
oh, there's got to be a good. What was her name? What was the woman in there that Riker used to kind of like and flirt with? It's been years since I watched. I used to love that show.
Troy?
Troy.
Oh man,
yeah,
when I was a
Troy, yeah.
teenager, did I love Troy?
Yeah.
They have her
that's
voice real quick in the game, and I heard her voice, and it was just like, I know that voice.
do
Yeah,
that, do that
that's
again,
the wife
Bo.
now.
Do that- Yeah, there you
I know
go.
that voice. I'm a teen again.
Yeah.
I need
course,
to go
then-
chat window.
Then later on, of course, then they got 7 to 9 in there, and you're like,
Ooh,
oh,
Yeah.
hang on. So which was she on? Was she on
Voyager.
Yeah, yeah. So that was worth tuning into. I'm like, I don't care what's going on as long as 7 and 9 is in the in the show.
Greg was always waiting for Whoopi to come on there.
Right? Yeah, Guinan. Where's Guinan? I want to see Guinan. Oh, man,
I
our
forgot
inner
about
Trekkies are coming out here.
I forgot about
We are not one-dimensional nerds. We are multi-dimensional nerds at this show.
I really got into Next Generation when it was out, and then the Deep Space Nine. And then I kind of tried Voyager, and then I kind of lost track of stuff after that. So, but Next Generation, when I was a teenager, I'd come home from school and watch it. I loved that show back in the day.
Yeah, yeah. I watched a little bit of that Deep Space Nine. Them Ferengis got them ears going on. That's kind of half their head is ear. But,
Yeah.
what was the name of the android though that played on those later ones? The one that looked
Data.
Data. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I see that actor in other roles now. You know,
he was the crazy scientist guy at Area 51 in Independence Day.
Yeah.
That was Brent Spiner is the actor's name. Played Data. Yeah, it's always fun to see him in something where he can show emotions and stuff.
Yeah, but I've seen him in a lot of different stuff, you know, and it's funny how you can watch some newer stuff or some older stuff, and you'll say, man, is that so-and-so from that show? You know, I don't know, it's wild. And especially when they came from a show as popular as one of those did.
Look at Derek. He's going all the way back. Q from the pilot episode of The Next Generation.
I like
Putting
you.
the-
Yeah.
Putting the whole human race on trial.
Yep.
He'd be
Yep.
Thanos out of existence before Thanos was having the power.
But of all the okay, I want to pass this question around. Of all the Star Treks, of all this, you know, depending on which Star Trek, it doesn't matter, the original or the Next Generation or whatever. Can anybody think of I can think of what my favorite episode was. Anybody got a favorite episode of any one of the Star? Because I know what my favorite one is.
Your favorite one is The Trouble with Tribbles.
I wish I had wrote that down on a card to flip around. That is exactly it. I don't know why.
Wow.
It was comical.
Yeah.
It was just
Yeah.
silly.
That's definitely one of the most memorable.
Yeah.
Well,
You know
and
what's
then
funny,
did you see
Greg?
when they remade that one with what was
With
it? Was that
Cisco.
in
Deep
Yeah.
Space Nine. They went
Deep
back in
Space
time.
Nine?
Yeah.
They went back in time.
Oh, I didn't see
went
that
Yes,
They went into that show.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just said that, Greg, because it's probably one of the most popular, famous episodes.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. All I knew is that I always can remember the name of that one, except I always say Tribbits or Tribble, but they're Tribbles, right?
Tribbles,
Tribble,
yeah.
Yeah, they like
Yeah.
to reproduce. Yeah, that's my son's favorite too. That's how I got him hooked on Star Trek. When he watched that episode, ever since then, he just loves watching Star Trek, especially with Kirk. And he's like always wondering when he's going to get another Tribble on board the Starship Enterprise. I'm like, Well, you never know.
And you know, the one thing about this one that Star Trek just coming out too is our good friend Digital Victory already did a video on that too. So
video on that. Yep, saw that.
Mike probably watched that over and over again, and then came over on the pinball tournament and beat us on it.
Oh, I didn't watch his strategies. I just watched his review of it. No, I didn't watch the strategy. I didn't want to spoil myself on that. Yeah. I wanted to figure the board out by myself. Yep.
Yeah. Now, Gideon said he watched a few Star Trek movies, but he's more of a Star Wars fan. Watched everything. I am multi-star fan. I've watched almost everything that Star Trek has put out, and I've watched everything that Star Wars has put out, and so I kind of like everything. But
I know one thing. Here's another trivia question. What item do we have in everyday life now was developed based off of Star Trek?
The flip phone?
Cell phone. Come on. Remember them flipping that flip phone and going their tricorder or whatever, their communicator?
The
communicator. Yep.
Yeah.
When the flip phone first came out, I told all my friends, I told you it was alien technology. That's where they got it.
Yeah. See, now Derek says the Star Trek movies were good. I like a lot of those. And if I was going to go with my favorite episode of everything, including movies versus and TV show episodes of Star Trek, I would go with holy crap. Now I can't think of the title. What was the second Next Generation movie when they went back in time with the Borg?
First Contact.
God, the name. When I started the sentence, the name of it left my head. It went back in the past.
That was awesome. I saw that.
That's probably my favorite of all Star Trek stuff. I like that movie. That's an awesome movie.
Yeah.
And it may be just because Zefram Cochrane, the inventor of warp drive, did it so he could be on an island full of naked women. There's no better motivation for making a warp drive than retiring to an island full of naked women. No, but I love that movie. And then, of course, you got the trope with the original Star Trek movies that all the even ones are good and the odd ones were not as good.
Yeah,
but
like Star Trek.
Go ahead. The Khan.
That's my
Star
favorite
Trek too. Yeah.
Yeah, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Yep.
Yeah, and then I like 4 too, The Voyage Home, when they come back and get the whales.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of built-in humor. You put people from the future and into our present, and they're like, double dumbass on you.
Yes. The use of colorful metaphors. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, Polo's got it. God. You will be assimilated, man. We can, we've gone full tilt into the Star Trek nerddom. But hey,
a lot of people like Star Trek here.
Let's face it, Zen coming out with the Star Trek table was I just double dipped instantly. I mean, I bought it on the PC and on the Switch. Yeah, all within the same half hour.
No, I waited 3 hours, so. I had my first break of the morning at work at 9 a.m. and I bought it for the PS5, and then 3 hours later at my lunch break, I bought it for the Switch. Sight unseen. So when I got home, they were ready to go.
Yeah, but then he got home and got in our little private chat and says, "It's not fair. You guys have already been playing."
That's right.
Get home.
There's rules in place. These rules are in my head, but you're supposed to know them. Unsubbed. It started with grit.
He's like Leroy Jethro Gibbs. Rule number 43. You know who I'm talking about, do you? Do you know who I'm talking about?
I don't know.
Leroy Jethro Gibbs. He has all the rules from NCIS.
Oh, George Jetson. Shut up, honky.
Hey, but since we mentioned the double dipping and that we all bought it on the Switch, as well as our more higher powered uh, device of choice with the guys on the bottom row here, they got the PS5s, and Greg's on Epic, I'm on Steam. But talking about the Switch, there's also that big news with the Pinball FX. They said that they're going to be releasing an update patch for the Switch version shortly. They said it should come out shortly after the Star Trek, which came out this past week. So hopefully FX on the Switch will be getting an update that's going to improve graphics and gameplay. So maybe we'll get up to PS2 level with those graphics. But so that's pretty good. That's pretty good news. They're going to do an overhaul and update on the Switch version of Pinball FX. So
I haven't had any problem with me personally. I just haven't noticed much problem with playing Pinball FX on my Switch. Now, it is known that due to the fact that I have said a lot of good things about the Nintendo Switch on my channel, they did send me a nicer Switch than most people have. So that could be
yeah. Well, it's definitely it's not quite as good it's not as good a video quality. And then in the Star Trek, the music, a little warbly in the
70s.
It's not so. Yeah, it's like that tape was left on the dashboard and got a little melted or something, and then you put it in your cassette player, and it's just on the verge of eating the tape. You're like, that's your panic mode, hitting the eject. No.
Well, it's a shame.
My best docking tape. No. But,
like I said, it's, when you want to talk Switch, though, I told you a channel that I won't mention the name of that I watch. It's weird. I gripe about him, but I watch him every day. He comes back with new things I found out about the Switch. Every day it's the same thing, and it's like you're waiting for him to really have found out something. It's really the same old speculation. But I do agree with one thing he says, and that is, here FX came back out on the Switch finally. I just bought a Switch in the last year and a half. And now the talk is of coming out with a better one. A new Nintendo's coming out with some new hardware. And, here I am buying them, but I know that's one of the things they speculate is that Nintendo will come out with the same form factor because it's so successful having a handheld console, that'll do both. But it's just going to have upgraded graphics, better chip. Let's face it, that's all that thing really needs is a better chip. Because they already have an OLED screen on one of them. Right. I didn't get that one, but so we'll see. I just hate the thought that and you can't be mad at Zen if they come out with a new Switch or any software for Nintendo and you have to rebuy it. I mean, they just can't keep giving their stuff away every time somebody gets a new one. It comes out with a new console. I mean, it's bad business. You can't do that.
Right.
But people will
get out of business.
Yeah, people will bitch and complain. That's just the nature of the beast.
Polo, if you're talking about the Star Trek table, I got it on Steam. Greg got it on Epic, and Mike and Poe got it on PlayStation.
But we can play against each other on tournaments. We can't see each other's scores on tournaments. We can, but we can't cross-play. I don't know. It's convoluted.
Yeah. What's the Ninja Turtles DLC on Steam? What is that all about? I don't even know what he's talking about here. Polo asked. Are you guys getting the TMNT DLC this week on Steam? I don't know. What's it for?
It's probably just that game, that arcade.
Shredder's Revenge. I think it was supposed to get some DLC. Can you think of? I hadn't been keeping up with Shredder's Revenge.
Yeah. Livewire bought the Star Trek on Steam also.
Nice.
Chaos is in the house. Good to see you, buddy.
Well,
Chaos.
Yeah, good to see you, Chaos. Well, with that being said, I think I'm gonna. I kind of thought that we needed to have something to talk about in particular tonight. So we all kind of put on our thinking caps, and this week I did some maintenance on my systems. And we all spend money on buying our games. We spend money on buying our equipment. and whether it's your console or whether it's your PC that's in your pinball machine, whatever you got. But it's got to be maintained. And so this week, I kind of missed out on some chances to play like American Truck Simulator on a convoy the fellows were doing and other things because I had everything down for a while. And I did two things. One thing is I upgraded my hard drive on one of them. And I bought a while back Micro Center, which I'm fortunate enough to have here in town, had a real good sale on SSDs. So I bought one for each machine. I neglected doing this. I basically went to each machine, and there's a software you can buy. Actually, you can get it for free. Called I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. It's called Malcolm Reflex. Or let me look real quick, just so I can give you good information. And you can clone your drives. Just super easy to clone a drive. And it's called Macrium. Macrium Reflect, and it's some great software. You can look Google it and get it for free. And I just clone those drives. And then what I did was I just inside the case when I got done cloning them, I just laid the copy in the bottom of the case, put a little double back tape, and just put it in the bottom of the case. That way, if one of the drives ever goes out, bang, swap them out, away you go.
Brilliant.
This PC that I'm on here is the one I'm playing Truck Simulator on and Flight Sim. And I also got that brothel simulator. I'm just teasing, but I don't know if you guys saw the video I showed that you can get a brothel simulator, but they take up a massive amount of space. So I found they had 2 terabyte drives on sale. What do you got back there?
Oh, I'm reacting to Chaos's.
Oh, okay.
Chaos mentioned the Mortal Kombat. Keep going on. Just ignore me.
So anyway, I when I backed up this one, I put it on a 2 terabyte drive, which created another problem. Then you have to have another form of software because your
Wiener?
you no, what do you call it when you in your hard drive when you've got it just broken down into different segments? Partitions. Well, if you put
I was close.
if you clone a 1 partition 1 terabyte disk to a 2 terabyte, you get a partition that's not used. So it's hard to expand that. So there's another software you can get, which I can tell you the name of that one real quick. I hope. Where'd it go? It's called. Okay, I can't find it. I don't know what happened to it. But if you want to know, I can get you that information. But first thing you need is that Macrium program. Doggone it, it was right here at the top of the screen. Now it's gone, so I don't know what happened to it. But anyway, you can Google that. So anyway, I did all that. I got my drives running. I said, hallelujah, I got space. But when I had these cabinets open, I'm headed somewhere. I had these cabinets open. Holy moly. I've never seen so much dirt, dust, debris, and crap inside these cabinets in all my life. I mean, I'm surprised the fans could even spin. So that's another reason why, my great-grandfather would roll on his grave if you found out I was buying air. You buy air. But I bought cans of air, compressed air. And I sprayed them all out, vacuumed them, wiped them all down, and put them back together. So that's my story. Just want to tell people that this is something you need to think about. And it didn't take me, but the longest part of that job was backing up the drives. It took, for those terabyte drives, it took a couple hours each to do the backups on them and the cloning. And then, but as far as cleaning, just take the cover off and give it a good bath. So that's kind of what I want to talk about. But I want to ask the other fellas, and Bart, is there anything, you guys got consoles, you got other devices you use? You guys got anything to say about cleaning and maintenance on any of your equipment you use? I know that, like, last thing I'll say is the switch is simple. You just wipe it off. That's the beauty of this, the other item that I have. Go ahead, Bart, Mike, Poe, anybody got anything on it?
Canned air and the detoxic gold contact cleaner is the best thing that you can use on old consoles. That's about it for me. Take it apart, blow it out, make sure it's clean. It'll last you a lifetime.
Yeah, I did maintenance on my arcade, so I had to Yeah, when Greg was talking about it, I moved my arcade machines away from the wall and found these giant dust bunnies behind it. So I had to eradicate those suckers with a broom and a dustpan to get that stuff out. And it's bad if you keep that stuff in there. You know, you're liable, especially with the plugs that you have there. You might have it catch on fire. So that was good. He was talking about it. So I did clean up the back on my my Maximum Force, my Street Fighter 2 cab, and swept that. Then I went on top of my arcade machine and dusted the top. It was so dusty. But yeah, it's a good thing to take care of because you just let it grow. Yeah, it might overwhelm you when you open it up and then you're buried with dust. So that's a good idea to clean that kind of stuff. And opening it up because I bet you my stuff's filthy and I need to go take the glass off my arcade machines and clean the CRT monitors because that builds up dust too. So you got to wipe those down as well. I kind of remembered that you got to do that as well. So that's what I'm busy doing for today.
Yeah, it's important stuff. It's important stuff. It doesn't take long. Down here, shoot, you can dust every 5 minutes in Texas. It's like wipe. Oh, I got to go backwards because that spot's already dusty. Oh, keep going. Oh, wait, hold on. It's been 6 hours and I've done one spot and it just. But yeah, dust bunnies and canned air. It's good stuff to have around. And I use those. I have this spray stuff. What is this? Flawless screen cleaner and some of that microfiber stuff for the TVs I'm using for monitors in here because they get covered in dust on a regular basis.
Can you clean stuff with Milwaukee's Best, Bo?
Just your gallop.
Cleans his innards. But
well, that was just going to be my little thing tonight to kind of bring up because it's so simple to neglect. I've got a Raspberry Pi sitting over here. I forgot I did that too. I got an extra one here. You guys know what they look like. Most of you do. You got that little fan in there. Well, I've got one that's a server that I've got a hard drive hooked up to that I've got hooked to my network. I watched that guy. I can't remember his name on YouTube. He does a lot of stuff for At Games now. I can't remember. Gosh, anyway, I can't remember nothing anymore. But he showed you how to set one of these servers up, and it's great because I can, with my cell phone, I can back my pictures up to it. I can watch movies on my TVs that are Roku ready because they'll find the server. But anyway, I look back. It's sitting here behind this monitor right over here, and it's been over there for a year. And I pulled this monitor out and looked at it, and this thing was covered. It must have had this much worth of dust on top of it. And the fan was just like struggling. So luckily I cleaned it and the fan was still struggling. So I had an extra fan. So I just pulled it apart and threw a new fan in and plugged it back in. But my God, $100, I don't know what it's $7,500. I may have saved it, gave it some more life. So it's worth cleaning.
Yeah. It's a good idea.
So,
good plans. So.
Okay. Did everybody fall asleep in the chat now? Is he done talking about cleaning stuff? I want to see him hug his steering wheel some more. That's what I came here to see. I came here to see that.
We need to hack into his computer, Mike, so that we can push a button on our mouse and make his steering wheel turn.
Yeah. What I'd like to see.
Can you guys see the top of this? Watch this. Watch this. Every time you plug this thing in, you got to be careful. It goes all the way left, all the way right, and then comes back and finds center. See that red? And then all the little there's lights on here. This thing does all kinds of stuff. I can take a picture while I'm in driving sim. Now I want to get a racing sim. Anybody know any good programs to get for racing? This would be cool as hell, the racing.
Derek thinks American Truck Simulator is a racing sim. But I think
Forza
a lot
would
of
be
people
good.
play Yeah, Forza. A lot of people play that Gran Turismo or something. That one's pretty popular. And then
It's like on PlayStation.
Yeah,
Yeah, Forza would be good. It's Microsoft. You can play Forza.
Well, I found a website. I should have copied it before the show since you talked about that American Truck Simulator. I found a website from watching a YouTube video on American Truck Simulator about a site where you can buy a Dodge 3500 Ram as a mod for American Truck Simulator and drive the Dodge 3500 Ram.
Yeah, they got mods for all kind of cars you can drive around in that simulator. But yeah, there's.
Did you see that from Krieger? He said you should play My Summer Car.
Yeah.
You can drink and drive because they do that in Norway. And pee on people. I did that in that game.
Isn't that in one of your videos, Mike? My Summer Car.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't get all the way through that video.
It's hard, though. It's a hard game.
I was watching the one where you had your kids were misbehaving in high school and doing crazy shit.
Oh.
Yeah, let's see. Possum Grits is in the house. Good to see you, Possum
Grits.
Chaos says he wants to buy a kit car of Kit. Night Rider. I saw a guy on YouTube just the other day. He got his Knight Rider car. He was driving.
He just wants to meet David Hasselhoff.
The Hoff.
The Hoff.
I just want to run down the beach in slow motion one time with the Hoff. Then my life is complete.
Well, in reality, Hoff will come over to your house, get drunk, and throw up on your carpet.
Yeah. Is this a riddle? Do you know why the DeLorean could beat Kit?
No.
Well, the DeLorean's it's not fast. I think its max speed limit's 85 compared to Kit.
Yeah. Well, it's got to get at least up to 88, right? A DeLorean.
Yeah, the time travel.
Let's see. Love arcade racer. Sims are too realistic. I want to jump, crash, shoot missiles. Yeah, there's something to be said for that too. Yeah,
it's like Mario Kart.
Yeah, the DeLorean could beat Kit because you could just go back in time. That's right.
You know, everybody knows I had the Mario Kart wheel hooked up to this in place of this to play Truck Sim, and it worked. It worked poorly. I didn't realize how poor it worked till I got this one. But so today I tried to hook this up into the Switch.
How'd that work out?
Well, I don't know. The sparks coming out of your Switch, does that indicate that?
That's usually a bad sign.
Yeah.
No sparks. No sparks came out. As a matter of fact, I plugged it in to the base, and it did its thing of turning and all that. But then it wouldn't do anything. It wouldn't recognize it as anything.
Yeah.
So, which is a shame because, man, can you imagine doing Mario Karts with this? I mean, hell.
You would feel the turtle shells hit you and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that was.
Forza Horizon 5 is a perfect racer, according to
F-O-R-Z-A.
Forza's great. I love Forza. So Kratos has got the right idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so Forza, F-O-R-Z-A.
I had downloaded a game, Assetto Corsa. It was on Steam for like $4 or something like that. And it's a VR racing game, and I never played it. I've never tried it yet, but I downloaded it because it was cheap.
Why do you always get a pen that doesn't work?
Here, I got one. You want it?
Thank you.
I got a Holiday Inn pen.
Oh, you thief! You thief!
I take notes when I'm doing my flight sims on Holiday Inn notepads.
Hey, speaking of Holiday Inns and traveling and all that, Bart, if you've watched my flight sim, X-Plane 11, I like flying over Lake Lotawana, which is my fishing hole and where my buddy lives. As a matter of fact, he wanted me to come fishing tonight, and I said, no, I got to have the show tonight, so I'm going tomorrow night. But
Nice.
I love going out to Lake Lotawana. Well, I buzz over there. Well, Bart came up here completely blind, landed in Harrisonville, right down the road from me. Then took
Completely
off
blind,
over to
that's right.
Lee Summit Airport, found it. Now, I do got to admit, what is you're using Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020.
Right.
It's got a lot, like, for example, it showed Arrowhead Stadium and Royal Stadium together perfectly. X-Plane 11 doesn't do that. But I'll tell you, Flight Sim, though, when you land at Harrisonville Airport, it makes it look like something that it ain't.
Yeah.
But long story short, he flew over Lake Lotawana, not knowing where they at. He found them from the air. He found that, and he went up to Lawrence and landed in a terrible fog storm and set that thing, fog over, landed perfectly. And
Yeah.
but I actually flew in a private plane over Arrowhead and Royal Stadium one time. And just to let you know, isn't that beautiful?
Oh yeah.
Those two stadiums. And when this stupid city, they just rehabbed, spent millions renovating Royal Stadium. And it's named Kauffman Stadium after the Ewing Kauffman, the guy who bought the Royals to Kansas City. And they're going to tear that sumbitch down and move it downtown. But there's no parking or nothing. The beautiful stadium right now, I don't know what they're going to do with it actually, but they're going to abandon that beautiful stadium they just spent millions on, and they're looking to build a downtown stadium, which, I mean, and the reason I brought up Ewing Kauffman is they said their plan is to sell the name like they did Sprint Center and all these other centers. So even Arrowhead, it used to be Arrowhead Stadium, that was it. Now it's GEHA, for Government Employees Health Alliance. All these stadiums are being sold. Their names are being sold.
Yeah.
It's all about money.
When you go down to Phoenix to see the Diamondbacks, they're right, almost right across the street from where the Suns play basketball. Same deal, right downtown. There's nowhere to park. The few lots you can find, they're charging you like $25 to park your car, and it's just ridiculous. I don't know why they do that, put the stuff downtown, but if you fly into Phoenix and you're coming from the west, you go right over the stadium, so you can look down in the ball field. That's pretty cool. But Kratos said the fog landing must be sketchy. That dang flight, I checked the weather. Did you see that, Greg? I don't know if you caught that part of it. I checked the weather on the way in. It said visibility was 10 miles.
Yeah.
Then it started getting bad, and then it said it was 3 miles. And by the time I'm landing, you couldn't see the far end of the runway. I'm like, what the crap is this all about? But yeah, I'll pat myself on. I greased that landing. That was probably my.
You
best
did.
landing
You
of
greased
all
that
time.
landing good.
That was good.
It's making me want, just seeing the graphics though, making me want to get Flight Sim 2020. Other than I love FX, X-Plane 11. I'm so used.
I figured, because I tested them both, and I settled on X-Plane 11 because it played so much better in VR. And now I'm playing in flat screen more often than not because I was having trouble keeping my headset connected. Sometimes it kicked me out after a long flight. All the setup and stuff, and I'm playing flat screen. I said, let me revisit Microsoft now that I'm playing flat screen, and it's just playing gorgeous on my setup here. And I'll still use X-Plane 11 if you get the urge, you want to play in VR. If I want to get it all out, that's what I'm going to use X-Plane 11 for. But I'm pretty much flying in 2020.
I got to ask, where are you flying Flight Sim in? Are you flying it on Microsoft's subscription service? How are you using
I purchased it from Microsoft's store. I downloaded the Steam version,
right?
And they were making me do the whole world update for the graphics. It was going to take like all day, so I'm like, I don't want the whole world. I just want to get North America going because I'm impatient and I want to fly today, and I'll do the other areas later. And so I asked Steam for a refund, and which they granted. And then I went to the Microsoft store, and they made me do the whole thing anyway. It took freaking 12 hours to download the whole game. But that's how I did it. Originally, I had done it when I did the test. I did it with that Xbox subscription thing, and then I did the test, and then I canceled that. If you do it within the first couple of weeks, you can get all your money back on that. But I purchased it outright from Microsoft. Is how I'm playing. And yeah, it plays great in 2D mode, and I'm just having a blast again. I got all my setup here with my switches and knobs, and that's another thing. It's hard, you know, if you watch my videos, you see I got the radio panels. I'm turning the knobs to change the radio frequency. I'm flipping. You can't see any of that when you got the headset. So I'm always like, you know, where's that switch? So I kind of like, you know, VR is awesome, but there's something to be said for having a full setup in front of me and being able to use it. So.
Well, I will say this: the VR to me was just a very pain just setting up. You know, 30 minutes to do a 30-minute flight. 30 minutes of it was just ahead of time was just getting it set up.
Yeah, just getting prepped and getting everything working. Yeah.
But real quick, I look at your setup when I can see it, and you've got all those knobs, and I think, oh man, that's stuff you've had for a long time, though. I take it.
Yes.
But I went to Micro Center the other day. I told you because I was doing this maintenance, and they had this chair set up with this stand with 3 curved screens and a TV. And they had a steering wheel there, and then you can swing it over and put in the flight yoke and the pedals down here, and it was all there. And it said $5,400. And I said, wow. Wait a minute, okay, $5,400. And I'm looking at this computer and all this stuff. I think, you know, I got to think about this for a minute. That might be pretty cool. So I finally, a salesman comes over, and of course, I'm in there dressed like Jethro Bodine. You know, I got on my holy shirt and everything. And he's thinking, this guy ain't gonna buy nothing, you know. And I'm like, you know, I might be interested in that. And he goes, okay. And so I started talking to him about it. That was just for the chair, and that didn't include the monitors. It didn't compute the computer. It didn't include the controller. Wow. That $5,400 was just for the chair and the racks that held all the crap.
Oh, wow. Was it motion chair?
I don't know. I
would hope so for that price.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I said it didn't come with a PC. Well, no, you got to buy that separate. Well, what about those beautiful monitors? Well, no. I said, well, then why is it sitting here saying $5,400? You got all this shit here. Set the thing out there that's $5,400.
Yeah, I figured I could save myself $5,000 and just put Kelly behind my chair going like this.
But it was sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, and I was watching a YouTuber flying I wish I could remember who it was. Since I'm doing this stuff now, all these come up as suggestions. And this guy's actually he's got this whole room dedicated to like the cabin of a 747. And he's actually, in some of those, he was actually talking to he must have had some voice to text thing. He was actually talking to the air traffic controllers.
Oh, he's probably using either VATSIM or I can never remember the name of the other one. But VATSIM, it's live people. You talk air traffic controller, and they're running air traffic controller program, controlling people flying their flight sims.
Wow.
So every plane that you see is a live person flying it. There's no AI traffic, and every controller you talk to is a human being. And yeah, but there's God, I can never remember the name. VATSIM is completely free, and the other one is you pay a monthly fee, but they have guaranteed times when there are controllers. VATSIM, it's kind of hit or miss. You can't just say, I want to fly out of Kansas City. There might not be a controller, but there's people controlling around New York or Chicago or something. So
right.
if you want to have it, but it's live people doing air traffic control. And that's how, if we ever decided we wanted to do a flight together, that's what you and I would do, is get on VATSIM, because then we could talk through the game and we'd be able to see each other flying, and we could fly.
Did you say
formation flights.
Batsim?
Batsim.
No.
But
But
we
can
could
you
talk
can you
about-
do that?
talk
Can you
about
do that?
that.
But you have to have that software. You can't do that in X-Plane 11 or Flight
Yeah.
Sim. Oh, you
Yeah.
can.
Yeah. You just log. You got to set up an account. You log into VATSIM, and you just tell. We pick a place where there is no air traffic control, so we're not bothering other people. And like we take out of your Harrison or my Van Horn Airport where nobody else is flying, and we could just fly around and together and talk over the. We both stayed in the same radio frequency and talk to each other.
And would I see you see your plane, and you'd see mine?
Yeah, it wouldn't have like any mods. It's kind of you would see a generic Cessna, and I'd see a generic Cessna, but it would have your name over it and stuff. We'd know that we were seeing each
But I
other.
mean, if you turn, I'll see you turn. If you
Yes, yeah,
kind of like
yeah.
a convoy, similar to a convoy, but just not the.
Like we're doing the convoys, but we'd be in the air.
I think that'd be fun.
You guys disappointed me a little bit with that convoy that you guys did because you were supposed to be going where, and you had to change jobs. Where was it you were going originally?
Oh yeah, we were supposed to go to Abilene, wasn't it? Or no, we were going to Amarillo.
Amarillo, that's right.
Amarillo.
Well,
That's
yeah,
right.
I was gonna make a whole video about that. I was
Yeah.
gonna sing you guys another song, but then it changed on you. You couldn't go there anymore.
Yeah,
So.
I selected the job before we started. And then when we got there, it wasn't on the list. I'm like, what the? Yeah,
There was a
that's
whole
right.
music video I was planning in my head while I was listening to that driving down the road, and then it changed. I'm like, darn it! There goes my music video.
Yeah, our armadillo. Derek says.
Now, the one I posted today that where Derek and Gideon and I did one, we left from. I was going to stick around and visit with Bart in Van Horn, but these guys said they wanted to do a convoy, and they were kind enough to say they'd take off from Van Horn where I was at. So now I'm headed toward California. So I missed you, Bart, but you missed me when you came up here to KC.
Yeah, that you were driving down here and I was flying up there, and we got to talk more often. We got to coordinate this stuff. But it's funny.
Both of you guys met up in Mike's video. I saw you guys both in Mike's
That's
video.
right. Yeah. That didn't last long though. It ended poorly.
And speaking of Mike's video, Mike's put out a couple videos lately. We've been talking flight sim and pinball and everything. Mike, set us up for our little segment that we've got that you've put together for us tonight.
Oh yeah, the next poop simulator. So while you guys are doing driving and flying, I got pooping simulator games for you guys. So yeah, I gave it to Greg, and yeah, it's actually well, it was kind of weird. I tried it out, and it's a bunch of mini games on it, but it's actually pretty fun compared to the other one, which was a little bit of a survival horror that I just put out. But that game's really basic, and for what its price, I mean, well, Derek found it for like 27 cents, I think. But yeah, that's how much the game's worth. But this other one I found is a little bit better, I think. But yeah, it's kind of gross, but I found that pretty funny. So yeah, I can't wait for you guys to see that game. Yeah.
Okay, well, with your guys' blessing, I'm going to hit the send button because when Mike's video is playing, I usually find it a good time for me to hit the head. So I'll be right back.
Don't let the
And you'll-
toilet attack you.
Yeah, well, once you see this video, you'll get the joke behind it. Here we go. I said, here we go. Where'd it go? Come on. Week 18 attack. Okay, there it is.
Aloha, everyone. Gaming Road Warrior here, and we are going to be playing Attack of the Evil Poop. I just got this game off Steam like yesterday, and it was...
That you are all alone. Far away from home. And you know the worst is yet to come.
Please, open the door! Nick?
Oh, he's got to go. He's got to go number 2.
Hey, what's up?
the Evil Poop, not a crappy game. Attack those little bastards with all you've got. Block its karate chops, dodge its armed attacks, destroy its disgusting projectiles before they reach you, and blow away its terrible parts before you die of suffocation. Arm yourself with 5 different weapons of mass destruction to make those poops wish they never came out. A fully equipped store will be waiting for you to help defeat them before your girlfriend and her family discover your secrets. And a hostile, indestructible environment to go crazy, breaking everything you ever wanted to break in your entire life. Maybe it's just me, with an intriguing story and hilarious ending moments that's extremely replayable. You can play this over and over and over again.
And best of all, this is a game for the whole family. Well, maybe not for everyone.
Attack of the Evil Poop is the best crappy game of the year. 2 times Filthy Plunger Awards nominee for best pooping time ever. And is the golden toilet winner for best fart sounds and most gory, disgusting, filthy, naughty, and insane game of the century. Coming soon to your PC, Mac, Linux computer, and every goddamn platform you would ever know. Well, that's not true. Just PC for now. Attack of the Evil Poop, coming soon to your bathroom. I mean your screen. All right, 1 second.
Hey, I need to talk. All right, we really watched that. So, we are going to be playing Attack of the Evil Poop, requested by Derek, and let's get into this. Head to story mode. Ooh, what did they get? Anything good? New stuff. Okay. Gotta go to the store. So I've been playing this earlier, and I didn't get my first recording on OBS, so this is my second playthrough. Oh, nice. What is this? The Golden Rain. Okay, I want that. And I need the Lysol ammunition. Yes. What is this? Alright. Buy one more. Oh! Oh! Yeah! This is going to be better than the toothbrush I was using earlier that you didn't see me play. So cool. Alright, let's go back. Alright. Right. Oh boy. Oh. Oh. Yeah, I'm kind of sure what's going on. It's like a different bonus mission I was playing. Cool, got it. Oh, I didn't get the other hose. Okay, enough of that. I'm ready to play. Yes, the first level again. Alright, wish me luck, people. Eating a hot dog will cause this type of poop. Alley poop!
Hey there, Poop Factory!
Oh, I'm gonna shoot you.
I can hear strange noises coming from there.
I know! There's a talking poop here! Help me, please!
You're so funny, bro. I hope you have a good chat.
He doesn't look at you.
No. Yeah. You like being smacked like that?
There's no plunger in this house?
Oh! You're smacking me! Yeah, take that! Oh, you're not playing two on me. No! I keep whacking you, dude.
You're supposed to be civilized.
on, go in, go in, go in. There we go. We got it. We got it. Getting better at this game. Alright, we're going to just do one more level, and that'll be it. I'll tell you my thoughts on whether or not you should get this game or not. Alright, we're playing the second part to it because it didn't want to load up to the next level. So we're going to start right now. Alright, we're going to start the second level. Alright, here we go. Oh, this guy is gross. Yeah, and grab the toilet paper, you gotta hit X. Oh. Weird. Now you're peeing on the guy? That's hilarious. Flush. Get in there. Oh, did we win? Nice. Ooh. Hardly any ammo left. I think I got one. Alright. Well, that's it. Stop playing. But I'm gonna let you know I would recommend this game. It's actually quite fun, and the graphics are just really hilarious to look at. The mini games are definitely fun. I didn't think too much of this game. It's not like the other game, The Great Poop Simulator, which that one was a survival horror. But this one has more of it in line and being a fun mini game that you can use your Xbox controller like I'm using, or you can play with a keyboard or mouse, whatever you want to do. But I would recommend it. It's funny and you know, not a crappy game. All right, everyone, I'm gonna stop playing, and I got Ghostbusters for the Sega Genesis. That'll be the next video, and it's the special edition that has Winston on it. I will be showing gameplay of that next stream after this one. So take care, everyone. Have a good night, and remember, gaming is your road to adventure.
Quit screwing around! This isn't funny, you stupid.
Oh, now, careful, Chet. Don't make me angry.
Sorry.
Shit. Nice.
That's awesome.
You know, it seems like you can. It seems like you can take and simulate just about anything nowadays. I mean, oh, shoot. There it is. I mean,
whoa.
And you know what's scary about this is Brothel 2. So that means, was there a Brothel 1?
Brothel 1 did well enough, they made a sequel. It was very popular in the greater Pittsburgh area. Hey, I did notice, Mike, when I was going and getting the link for that game while you were already posting the link and I was looking for it, and then I posted it again.
Yeah.
They have that Attack of the Killer Poop thing in VR, too.
Oh, nice.
The VR title.
Oh, wow.
Could you imagine you're playing that Killer Poop game in VR and your wife comes up with some of that fart spray behind you and she's just it's like you're there.
You should just bring your VR headset to the bathroom and then
yeah. Right? It's now in VR smell-o-vision. Yeah. Yeah, there were some poop jokes in Chaos said something smells funny about that game. Putting out a weird stench. Farrell showed up while we were watching that video. Good to see you, Farrell.
Oh, thanks, Farrell.
He's like in Mike's hat.
Nice.
Cool.
Cowabunga.
Bunga.
Pizza Hut has the turtles on their boxes now. I ordered some pizza last night, and then the turtles were on there. So that's a throwback.
I saw that. That was nice. Yeah, back to the turtles. That's excellent. Mike had
if you're gonna simulate, that's the way right there. Look at that, huh? The big rig on my screen there.
Truck stems.
Yeah. I'm not as hardcore as you. I don't have my truck on my background. It's just black over there.
I don't know if Gideon's still here. It's about 6 hours. It's way late where he's at, but I want to watch what I say when poor Gideon's here. But I got a nice picture of my truck from European Truck Simulator. I thought putting up there, but it's got a flat face. They don't have any hoods on them. Have you noticed that the European trucks are like these little bitty, funny looking?
Yeah,
it's all right. It's all right to be itty bitty.
Yeah. Oh, he's still here.
Mostly, you only see like our garbage trucks have the flat front like that around here.
Oh yeah, the garbage trucks. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's one thing I'll say though. European Truck Simulator. I bought this. They give you the free truck, or when you're driving for other people, you got a really weak truck. And then when I bought this one, I had to buy upgrades to the motor. But it really had trouble pulling some loads. But I'll tell you what, the European Truck Simulator, it seems right off the bat, the first truck that they loaned me to drive. Man, of course, I guess the loads are smaller. The roads are so narrow over there. It's getting used, but I'll tell you what, they're zippy little son of a guns. I mean, man, you give it the gas and they go. So I don't know if it's the size they're using, hauling smaller stuff, but I am enjoying the European one, mainly because I'm getting to see stuff. I was driving through Amsterdam, and it was kind of cool. You pick up a hooker, some weed, and get to see some of these sights. So,
Nice.
Yeah, I noticed on some of your guys' thumbnails, there's a lady by you. What's that all about? I didn't get to watch those videos yet.
Blow up dolls.
Is that like Otto from Airplane? Is it like that?
Inflatable. It's the inflatable profile. Yeah.
No, I got Cheryl. I got Cheryl with me, and Bart's got Kelly. You can get your wife to come along. Yeah. If you notice on the front of my truck, we got name plates. It said G Parker, and then on the other side, it's Cheryl's name's on the cab.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah, I put them on the paint job on the door, under the driver's window. I put off grid, and under the other side of Kelly on the paint. But if you pay attention, old pole like it. In my last couple of videos, there's some mention Kelly's over there, and I bring up the jiggle physics to see the force feedback steering wheel's going. Let's see what's going on over there. Yeah, there was a hint. There was a hint in one, not the one that went out today, but the one that went out yesterday. But tomorrow's video, that's when the test comes out, and you'll have to tune in to see. How do the jiggle physics in American Truck Simulator stack up? But
nice.
Yeah. It's,
Here, I'll let me bring this up. I can remember how to do it again. There it is. Yeah. G Parker.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Cheryl.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. It'd be neat if they animated the girls, though, because they just kind of stare off into space. I'm always every time I look over, I'm like, what did I do now? You look pissed at me. You won't even look over at me.
Silent treatment.
I'll tell people Cheryl's bored right now. Now, you can put her in the sleeper, too. You can take her out of the seat and put her in the sleeper. put her in a teddy. I haven't figured out how to put her in a
like a sleeper hold like that, or
yeah.
But during our next segment, when I take us away to do the next segment, I'm going to get up and go tell Cheryl that Poe called her a blow-up doll. Poe said you were a sex doll, and I've got 10 minutes before I got to be back downstairs.
Yeah.
So
I only need 5.
So what did Derek name the dude he put in with him?
Greg, we have a special request for you.
Yeah. I'm not in the comments now. Okay, I'm going back.
Oh, I put it on the screen.
Oh, yeah. I Gronigan. You put in the chat. Is that right? Gronigan.
Groningen.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
where
know
I
how
went.
to say it either. That's why I just put it on the screen because I didn't want to have to try to pronounce it to tell you to try to pronounce it.
Well, Gideon, you got to let me know if I said that right. I'm going to say that I went from Amsterdam, Netherlands to Groningen. Now, and I know in the video I didn't say it right, but now that I've had a chance to take a good... When you're driving one of those trucks and trying to read a name, Lady Poe, Derek says, "Oh, Lady Poe." That must be the guy he had in the cab with him, Lady Poe.
Lady Poe, that's his name?
Princess Popo.
Princess Popo.
Derek says, "That's your truck." Cool. Okay. I haven't seen Gideon say whether I said Groningen right. Well, hey, while we're waiting for that, who's interested in seeing, we've been on a while, who's interested in seeing some information about last week's tournament and this week's tournament? Got a quick video for you.
Sure.
You good for it? Let's go for it. Make sure I got the right one. I've done that. Okay, it's tournament time. And here's last week's table, Space Station. And looky there, Tony's Jogren, right up there top, 3,651,000. Mr. Livewire, 1970, 2,393,000. Look at that off-grid. Looks like off-grid was playing that one on a Switch at 1,896,000. Then it looks like he played again on the PC for 891,000. Followed by Mike CB838, G Parker on the Switch, 630,240. Mrs. OGA on the Switch, 547,000, and Pixelatorium, 448,550. Bringing up the rear, we always love it when somebody brings up the rear. Let's see, was there anybody else in that tournament? Let's see. I gotta get over here and look. It looks like there might have had more people in. Nope, that's it. Looks like 8 people. I saw that scroll bar. I wasn't sure. Okay, well, it looks like, yeah, there are 8 players. And, well, that was a good time. I kind of enjoyed the table. Didn't do very well at it, but I did enjoy it. I don't remember playing that table that much.
Tournaments.
Okay, let's start a new tournament. I don't know why I'm having the darndest time with
Main menu.
the setup again today. Okay, tournaments.
Tournaments. Active tournaments.
Active tournaments. Okay, I want to create a tournament. There we go. Create a tournament.
Create tournament.
And we're going to create a, well, let's find the table first. I wanted to do Red and Ted's Roadshow. We're going to do 5 days. Private tournament. Everything else stays the same. And the password, again, will be G Parker. All lowercase. I'll tell you what, I was having some problems. Tonight's show that you're watching is featuring some maintenance that we're talking about, computer maintenance, and I did some on here. And one of the things I did, if you're going to take your computer apart and do maintenance on it, make sure you plug everything back in. I had a heck of a time because, once again, I did not plug my Ethernet cable in, and this computer on this machine does not have Wi-Fi. So, needless to say, I couldn't get on FX or Steam to play these games earlier. Kind of started panicking, wondering what was going on. G Parker is the password, create and play. And hey, if you want to see how I did, join the tournament. See y'all later. Back to the show.
Nice. That's
Nice.
an interesting table.
Yes, it is. And if any of you caught that, we talked about computer maintenance. Remember, when you unplug things to work on your machine, remember to plug the stuff back in when you're done.
Yep.
That does help.
Now, speaking of that, did you see there are people that bought the send-in light gun for their iArcade, and they're having problems now with the second player joystick on their iArcade.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't relocate the PCB in there into a different place when you're plugging into that USB port, you're ending up jamming up what they say when you try to push down
right
on the second player. Yeah, I saw that today. I mean, we're going to have to relocate them anyway, because I guess Glenn's deck, you have to relocate that board anyway. So at some point we got to do that. And I figured I'm just going to wait till Christmas time when Greg or Mike buys us send-in light guns for our
yes,
because I'm sure they're going to.
Yeah, I think to keep it on the cheap, we'll let them each buy us one, so we have
Right.
two guns.
That sounds fair. I think we should just go with that.
Yeah. I want the one with the feedback and, of course, a holster for each one to put on the side.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, that goes without saying. But yeah, congratulations to the guys that did better than us in the big tournament. That table last week, I hadn't played that in a long time, and it's difficult. But I was ahead of Mike, so it was better than the Star Trek table for me. So
Everything all right there with Greg? Okay, Greg smiled. I was worried for a second there. I was kind of looking up, not doing anything there for a second.
Oh,
right.
No, I had a little message pop up on my PC, and I was trying to see. That's the one thing about being online. Jiminy Christmas. You try to do anything, and all of these things start popping up. These computers, it's driving me nuts. You know, your thing needs to be updated. You know, when yeah. No, I'm in the middle of a show. We need to reset your system right now because we gotta update your system. See, not now. We're not. No.
Polo must have stepped away. He's asking about what's the tournament, Greg?
The tournament that's now is
Yes.
Red and Ted's Roadshow.
Excellent adventure.
Yeah.
Red and Ted Roadshow. AZ Cowboy 1's in the house. Good to see you, buddy.
Hey.
He was on the other night when I did a premiere on one of my videos, and I was glad to see him. Yeah, it's Red and Ted's Roadshow. Password G Parker. It's on FX3, and again, we start one every Sunday night, and it runs for 5 nights. And your job is to beat Tony's Jordan or Mr. Livewire. That's your two choices. That's the guys to take out right there. So get in there and take them out.
Yeah.
Mr. Livewire is in here tonight. He's been in here all along though tonight.
Yeah. He's been here since the beginning.
Yeah, he said Tony had a great score, and he did. Tony had a great score.
Yeah, he did. That's true.
Where's the champagne room? He wants to come back and kick everybody dead.
Yeah, I haven't seen Champagne
WrestleMania.
Room. Last time I saw Champagne Room, he was in Michael B. the Game Genie's chat, so I think he's upgraded from us.
He's commented on a few. I had a couple community posts this week that he commented on about the Atari 2600 that he was interested. So that's kind of cool. I didn't know he was interested in that. So.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Champagne Room, I was going to talk to you, Bart. You and I'll get together behind the scenes and talk about this. But I really like to think about starting our big tournament up again, doing something like 8 or 10 weeks, starting the first part of September, run it September, October, maybe a little bit. I want to get it done and over with before the holidays. People will be
Right.
traveling,
Sounds
having families in.
Yeah.
So,
And
get
we
done.
we figured anyone that plays in the tournament that also plays American Truck Simulator, you get 18 bonus points, one for each wheel. But yeah, I'm down. Yeah, I think it's about time. Let's do a big tournament.
Yeah,
let's do a big tournament.
Last time we did one, if you're not familiar and we're aware, we kept track of. I think if you played it all, you got a point. If you came in first place, you got 4 points. Second place, 3 points, so on and so forth, on down to third place, and then everybody else got a point. Kept track of that, but we changed it up. Sometimes you had one ball, one chance. Sometimes you had, the regular play. It was all mixed up and gathered up. And then at the end, we took the stop scores and didn't we do kind of a bracketed playoff type thing?
Yeah. I hate to interrupt, Greg, but if you lean back over how you just were when you were just talking. No, lean forward, until to your left. Look, he gets a mohawk with his. When you're just in the right spot, that thing behind you makes a mohawk, and I couldn't help it. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, and then we do the bracketed playoffs at the end. Yeah.
Is this going to be still with FX3? Since the Switch is still involved.
Well, I don't know. It's I would think so. Yeah, because if we do
we can keep the Switch people still in.
If we do it with FX pinball, we're screwed because then I want to keep that way. Everybody, I think, no matter what platform you were on, you couldn't necessarily see each other in the tournament, but Bart and I could see everybody.
Well, that does open that door, because the way it was before, people playing on the PlayStation couldn't see Xbox people anyway. So what if we just set up the tournament at the same concurrently on the Switch and on the other stuff? And if people want to play on the Switch, we just combine the scores at the end of each week. If we wanted to move to FX.
Very good point. We could play FX games and do what FX won't let us do.
Yeah.
We could do it ourselves.
And we would just combine them and put screenshots up so people know it's legit. We're not just suddenly saying, oh, no, so-and-so beat you on the Switch. Mike's cat got his big old eyeball right on the screen there for a sec. Freaked me out.
Get him!
Yeah, maybe we should put that up for a vote in the next couple weeks on the show. Would people rather see stick with FX3 or move on to FX for the big tournament?
Be prepared. On next week's Sunday night show, we're going to pose the question where you're going to put in the chat whether you'd rather have FX3 or FX for the tournament next time. And we'll put it to the vote of the people who show up next week. Don't vote now.
And coming up here in the next week or so, Derek is going to put a poll up on the Discord channel. Right, Derek? Derek will put a poll up on the Discord channel where people can vote FX3 or FX for the next big thing, for the next big tournament. I don't know if that's even possible, but I'm sure Derek can do it. I'm sure he can do it some way or another. But
let's see. We can talk about easier ways to keep track of things too. That's a good idea. But a matter of fact, I think we just turn this whole keeping track of the scores over to Derek.
Yeah, Derek, do it.
Yeah, somehow it'll be flipped all the way upside down, though. Derek will be on top of every week instead of the bottom.
By the way, Derek, now that me and Mike are on the show here, we're no longer eligible, and Derek, you're not eligible either. You can't have the trophy. You can't have the gift card. But you can do all the work, motherfucker.
Well, just before the show, that's why we're late. Poe was singing this song. He said, Derek, he's our man. If he can't do it, nobody can.
I love Derek, and he knows it. I love him too much.
Of course, Kelly brings up a point here. The Switch doesn't have all the games, but it didn't before either. We had to be careful what we picked. It has enough. We could do 10 weeks.
Yeah.
We included them both.
But I'll tell you what, I think a lot of it's going to depend. I do want to get together with Derek as well to see what he's talking about as far as tracking, because I know that's one thing that Bart, I'll give you credit. Bart took care of the spreadsheets last time, and he did a great job on it. So I'm going to try to ask him to reproduce that. But if there's an easier way, and Derek thinks there's a way we can do it through the Discord, I'm open to listen to those ideas, because anything we can do to simplify. I don't know, for those of you that are watch digitalpinballleague.com, that guy's got a real complicated thing going, and I don't know how he keeps track of it, but I've moved up a little bit. But Bart, you were way up there in their standings there. You got one hell of a week. One week you just blasted a table.
Yeah, I had a really good week. I think I did pretty good on Fishtails too. I had a better game than I've ever played on Fishtails. I played a Fishtail game that equaled like normally 7 other Fishtail games for me. I don't know what happened. I suddenly started getting a bunch of millions. I think it's because I saw that Derek was ahead of both of us. So something kicked in, and yeah. So I don't know how all that scoring works with that Digital Pinball League, but I know I had a good first week of this 4-week tournament, and so I was up in the rankings.
Yeah, I tried to understand it all, and he said it's something. I just trust him because, first of all, he said it's like the IFPA, the International Pinball Association, the real pinball machines. So he's modeling it after that. But, the guy's not charging anything. He sets up a tournament. You go in there, he keeps track of it, gives you a ranking. Who am I to question how he does it?
Right.
Hey, thanks for doing it, buddy. I don't care how you do it. If my name's on the my name's on the internet.
Right. That's right.
My name is on the internet. With that being said, if nobody cares, come on, man. We've been on an hour and 22 minutes. I'm not wanting to set a record tonight. What do you think of final thoughts, guys? What do you think of final thoughts? I got some trucks. I got some truck stimulating to do here with my new wheel.
Yeah. That'll be I'll start the final thoughts today, because I'm going to start my final thought with, did you see in the beginning, Greg was like telling his buddy that he couldn't go fishing when we was talking about me flying over the lake because he had the show. But we all know he'll ditch the 3 of us to go fishing on this show. But he has to finish a drive tonight. The truth is coming out. He didn't go fishing because he has to do a truck stim drive. The 3 of us don't. That means nothing. He stayed. Better chance he stayed for Mike's cat than he stayed for us.
It's true.
That's my final. That's my final.
It's final thought time. It's final thought time every time the cat shows up. The cat tells us, "All right, guys, you've done enough."
you guys have had enough. But that's all I want. I'm flying and driving and trying to work in a little bit of gaming. Chaos inspired me. I played last night. I played like 3 or 4 games of Donkey Kong 3 because I saw he had a video up the other day of Donkey Kong 3, and I discovered I suck really bad at it. So, yeah, that's my final thoughts. Driving, flying, watching Greg drive, watching the guys doing convoys. We're gonna go around the horn this way. What do you got, Poe?
Oh, I just heard Mike talking to his Alexa, so I'm going to try to trigger it right now. I did that to Derek's during one of my live streams, and I said, "Simon says Derek's a butthole." Atari made an announcement, right? They made an announcement on Tuesday. Well, they made an announcement on Monday that they were making an announcement on Tuesday, and I'm catching all this at work. I'm not a news source, obviously, because I can't get a video out within a month's time, but I was making a video to talk about my thoughts on this, and I didn't get it out. I didn't have time to work on it this week. But as usual, with everything that comes out on the internet, like with FX Pinball and everything, people are mad about it. They're angry. They can't let you spend your money on what you want to spend your money on. So there's a lot of angry people out there that Atari is coming out with this new system for no reason at all. So as soon as I can, I'll get that video out. I was recording it last night, and my camera kept shutting itself off, saying it was too hot, and I don't know what was going on there. So, but yeah, they have a new console. It's emulation. It'll take your cartridges from your Atari 2600 and your 7800. Not all of them. They have a list of what they tested, but most of them. and it's a ROM dumper is what it is. It dumps those, so it's not FPGA, and it's coming out mid-November. It's up for pre-order now on their site and on Amazon. So, so they made the announcement. Go check out their website for their trailers for the thing. I think it's pretty cool for collectors that already have the cartridges. It's really cool. But like I said, you go on Facebook groups, there's a lot of people throwing temper tantrums and wetting themselves over this thing right now. It's ridiculous.
I'm glad you're revisiting that part of it, so you're saying a company made an announcement about something and people on the internet are upset? When did this start happening?
And my favorite is, that's Atari with a money grab. And I said this in a few forums. So by money grab, you're saying any company that comes out with a product to make money so that they don't go under, that's a money grab. So McDonald's is going to sell you a cheeseburger. That's a money grab. They want your money for that cheeseburger. That's ridiculous, you know.
Yeah.
And of course, as soon as my video comes out, if anybody watches it, I'm sure I'll get slammed. I'll do the hashtags for Atari, so people will come and watch it, and I'm sure I'll get attacked as soon as that video comes out. But I don't care. I welcome it. Come on, let's talk. If you can say something and convince me why it shouldn't come out, convince me. But there's no reason, in my opinion, why it shouldn't. If you want the thing, you earn your money. Spend your money where you want to spend your money, right?
It just amazes me that people will spend the time to go onto a meshes board and type out their little hate comment just to shit on something that other people are happy about. It's like,
and a lot of these guys I've known for years, good guys in these groups that are just suddenly just so angry, you know, this is stupid. Why are they doing this? Like, don't buy it. It doesn't hurt you in any way, shape, or form, man.
But you know what? They're going to. They're going to buy it. It's just like all the people that were crying about the arcade and, oh, you big dummies, and they trying to sell theirs because they went under. Now they're all seeing this encoder chip, and they're like, wait.
All right.
They'll end up buying it. People just like to complain.
Like I said, I was trying to put it out there to be kind of relevant, but I didn't have the time. So it'll get out there when I get the video out there. A lot of other people have already covered it now. So it's not news anymore at this point, but it's more my opinion on the why hate something. Don't buy the thing if you don't want it, really. So
sounds like a great idea. So, all right. Moving to Mike? Are we moving to Mike?
Yeah.
Is that the end, Poe? Are we moving to Mike?
Well, I'll think of something as soon as it gets started.
Okay.
You done? No.
Poe's such a rebel, though. He's just such a rebel.
I keep teasing everybody, though. I keep teasing everybody saying that I'm working on that Popeye NES. I haven't started anything on it. I've moved the microphone and tripod into the basement about 18 times now, and then I moved them right back out to the garage for something else. So.
Yeah, I've been waiting for that strawberry shortcake video.
She's still sitting there. She's still sitting over here next to me. So,
well, I got something I saw on. I'm not sure if it's like on Switch or what on news. If you guys ever played it, it was on the PC a long time ago. Star Wars Dark Forces. They're coming out with a remaster. I don't know when the date is, but you can pick it up probably on Steam. I'm probably going to get it on Steam because that's where I played it first, was on the computer. And I couldn't really play it because I got motion sickness from it. So if they kind of fix the frame rate issues, then I should be able to play that game. And I'm excited because they didn't want to do a complete overhaul. They just, I think they just made it smoother. And the graphics are still the same because what you saw from the old graphics from that era, they're keeping that aligned in the Dark Forces game. So for those of you who don't know
why would they do that? Why would they come out with that? Stupid! You're stupid for buying it. Okay, I'll let you go.
The money grab.
Yeah. Yeah. For those of you who don't know what Dark Forces is for Star Wars, it's a first-person shooter Star Wars game that has Kyle Katarn in the game, and you play. I think you go in the Death Star. I'm not sure, but yeah, shooting stormtroopers and what. I think it's based off the Doom engine, if I'm correct on that. But I remember a friend of mine when I was growing up as a kid, he had the PC, I had the console, and I always come over and see what games he got. And that's one of the games I saw him play a lot, but I just couldn't watch him too long because I would get kind of motion sickness. But it did intrigue me. That's why I'm like, oh, I wonder if they are going to fix the frame rate issues so I can watch and play the game, because I'm excited for that. I don't know the date when it's coming out, but yeah, hopefully soon. And that's my thing. I was excited to talk about that.
And since you said about Star Wars, and we talked about Star Trek earlier, I wanted to mention it, but I didn't want to switch stars. But now that you brought up Star Wars directly, Ahsoka started. The big Ahsoka TV show started, and anyone who hasn't watched Rebels, you might want to watch some Rebels, because this is like a live action continuation of Rebels.
Oh, guys, a few weeks ago, Snapchat had a filter of her, and I made myself into her. And I saved that picture to send to you guys in our text, and I forgot. So as soon as I can, I'll send that picture to you guys. I'm beautiful.
Ahsoka?
Ahsoka, and I am beautiful in that picture. Wait to see it.
Nice, but
it's a money grab. It's a money grab.
I did want to
have
throw out
PS1
there,
graphics.
Yeah. I did want to throw out there. Make sure you watch Rebels.
Yes.
It'll clear up a lot of stuff that you may be like, who are they talking about? Where are they going?
Love Rebels.
Boy, she's a hottie too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But all right.
Before I stop, I got to go pick up my son real quick from his youth group, and I will be right back, guys.
Okay. Well,
are you guys going to be on for a bit, right?
Well, we're going to log off here. I'm going to get done with
my
the
show will probably be over before you get back, but we'll probably be hanging out. Greg will bail on us to go drive.
I do have a job that I've got to get done within the next hour, or I lose out on it. $40,000.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh no.
Yeah.
The truck stimming.
Well, my final thoughts on, Mike, go take your son, and
I'll be back
after show party.
All right.
So anyway, all I've got for final thoughts is I'm glad to hear that I might have saved Mike from a house fire or something by suggesting to clean up the equipment. I know when I climbed under here to do something, that's probably something else I need to do. Have you ever noticed there's little gremlins that live behind your electronic equipment that tie in all, you plug shit in, right? And then somebody gets down there and ties them all into knots. Last time I climbed under there, so I need to unplug everything and there's another guy on YouTube, that a computer guy, and he does nothing but one segment on his show about wire management for computers. And he has people that watch his show send in pictures of their stuff, and he just slams them. He calls it like it is, And he's got these neat little things that he tie wraps. So I tried to do that one time. I got under here and cleaned it all up, but then you add stuff, take stuff out.
Yeah.
There's crap everywhere under there, so I got to.
Right.
Yeah. But that's
all. It's real easy. The consoles and stuff, like when you were asking me. It's so simple with PS4 and PS5 to take those covers off, and it's well worth it. Don't burn the thing out, Get in there and clean it out every once in a while, even every 6 months or something, because it builds up a lot of dust, like you said. Dust bunnies inside that you'd be surprised. Just blow it out, I got a little vacuum. If you don't get the canned air off of Amazon, there's a little vacuum that you can get inside there and get all that stuff out of it. Just make sure that you have the thing unplugged, no static charge or anything like that.
Yeah, and it'll jam up your fans and all that stuff if it gets too much, and then you're going to blow all kinds of stuff up, overheat.
Well, I've even got a program, if I could find it. It's a little executable. That's the problem. I can't find stuff half the time. But it's I can run it, and it tells me all the temperatures of my cores and everything on here. And so I ran that. I wish I had documented that, taken screenshots to show them tonight, because I took a picture of a screenshot of that core temperature before I cleaned it all up, then took a temperature afterwards. Of course, it's in centigrade, so it looks like, it's like, holy shit, it's going to blow up. But, it's really not as bad. You know, it's just it looks
Right.
horrible. Though. 350 degrees centigrade. You know, like oh my god.
Right.
But yeah, so I wish I got so much stuff on my main screen. I know I could find it, but so there's all kinds of things you can do. But anyway, that's all I got. I'm excited that we had a good show tonight. I want to thank everybody that showed up. Looks like we had some good people in there. I'm just in love with this American Truck Simulator. I feel like I kind of Bart got into this, and then I got into it. And I really didn't think the truck sim thing was going to be my ball of wax.
It's really cool. I love listening to it. Like I said, I miss out on the weekends when you guys put out new stuff on the weekends just because I'm busy. But I try all my catching up when I'm doing my driving during the week. Now, I had kept looking up whenever I would get a chance to see if it was coming out for the consoles. And Bart said that he heard they're talking about coming out for it next year. But when I started thinking about it, there would be something that would be cool to play, but the thing I would be missing out on is all of the cool mods. You know, you never get that with the console version. And then also the time to get to play, or even if there would be some kind of a cross-play to get the Convoy with you guys. The mods I think that you guys run, even something as simple as the real names for things, like the Walmart and Dollar General and stuff, is something that it's just awesome. And I know you wouldn't get something like that with a PS5. Yeah, you can't do the mods and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, that would be curious because modding is huge in this game. I mean, it's fun. It's still fun to play without the mods, but
right.
It does add.
I would have to like set aside a couple hours on a Saturday to be able to do my runs too with something like that. You know, because like I think after work or something like that, I probably wouldn't have the time. I don't have the time anymore to hardly do anything except for maybe a couple pinball games in the evenings anymore, you know. So as much as I want to do it, it's just like, I don't know, you know. I really need to just set up the PC and do something like this where I could convoy with you guys. That to me sounds like it would be a lot of fun to do. You guys look like you're having a ton of fun doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
One of the things I like doing, but I can't do it and record, so I get a strike on it. But you know, this this American Truck Simulator's got a radio thing that's through the internet. They got commercials, and one time it was a Kansas City station I was listening to, and you know, and I just love it because I'm driving along, bebopping. I got the 50s and 60s retro music. I got the, you know, there's two types, country and western. So you look at the same time, you got country western. So anyway, I know you guys have TV.
The old Blues Brothers, remember that?
Yep. Rawhide. Get him up.
Rawhide.
Rawhide.
Love
all right,
that.
guys, that's all I've got. And Bart's right. There's one type of setup you can do in here. You play in real time. I accepted this job. I thought it was in game time. Well, it's in real time. If I don't finish this by 8:30 Central Time, which is 45 minutes, I lose. What happens, Bart? Do you get penalized or do you lose the whole job?
Yeah, and you lose a big chunk of money.
Okay, that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching.
It isn't cheap if you don't finish a job. It's not cheap.
I'm gonna get on there and try to go. So, unless you guys got anything else, thanks.
Buy
everybody.
what you like. Buy what you like.
That's right. That's right.
It's all a money grab.
It's all the money grab. If you're a collector, you buy what you like and don't worry about anybody else. That's all.
Exactly.
I've been buying Zen Studio games on all platforms, so I buy what I like. All right, guys, Here we go. Outro time.
All right.